Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's episode. My name is Mimi, and this is a dash of colors. I'm so sorry this episode is coming a little bit late. It was supposed to be earlier, but I've been having tons of technical problems, and then the microphone, the sound, everything has just been odd lately. So, guys, I really need feedback. I need you to leave me feedback so I can understand what I'm not doing right and what I am doing well, because most times I can't differentiate if it is just the perfectionist in me trying to make everything perfect or there's actually something wrong, and I really need to know. So please, I'm going to leave my email address in the description of this episode. Please leave me an email if you listen to this. I will seriously appreciate the feedback. So today is a very important day because I'm going to be talking about the value of our struggles. Before we go into that, my name is Mimi and this is a dash of colors. If this is your first time listening, welcome to our safe zone. And if you're a consistent listener, thank you so much for the support. Do not forget to subscribe to the podcast so you can get notifications on Wednesdays and Fridays when we upload episodes. So every single time we're going through things, we are passing through things, we have things that we want, right? We have goals, we have aspirations, we have visions and things like that. And then every single time we are literally chasing these things. We're chasing after this, right? And then the truth is, it is not always a smooth journey. It is not always going to come with all the pleasant experiences that you may want. So how exactly do you face all your struggles? How exactly do you look at your struggles from a different light? And that is the reason why I'm talking about the value of our struggle. Is it really about the end result? Is it about the cars that you want to buy? Is it about the house that you intend to build? Is it about all the money in the world that you want to have? Is it about the perfect relationship? Why exactly are we struggling? Why do we go through the struggles, right? That is exactly what I need to share with you today, because I know that I have been in a place where I went into a shell. I went into a very dark place because of a major roadblock, because of a major setback. And at that point, it was because I felt like the reward for whatever thing I have been doing is that I have money, that I have independence, that I have this and I have that, right? And then when it seemed like I had failed, my response was to run into my shell, to lock myself up, to shut out everybody from my life, because I really did not know how to explain what had gone wrong. So what exactly is valuable in struggling? Why exactly are we going through all this? Are we going through all this because we want to have money, we want to have a car and things like that? But today I'm trying to put it out to you that the value of all the struggles that we go through, it is not the superficial rewards. It is actually in the experience. I know that most of us don't understand that when we're going through things, we're changing. We're witnessing different kinds of change. Sometimes it might be a good change. Sometimes it's a very bad change, right? But what's important when you're going through things is not really about the end results. It is not that you failed. It is not that you became successful in your definition. It is actually the experience. That is the value. So you are a better person because you have gone through all this, and not because you had this after going through all this. And then I think we need to start differentiating the fact that the process is more important than the end result. Because if you make money, what is important is not the money, it is how you made it, so you can easily replicate it, so you can easily do it again and over again to make more money. So at the end of the day, what's important is not the end result, which is that you have money now. It is the process, the lessons, the things that you did that actually brought you an inch closer to the things that you want. So let us approach every single thing that we're going through from a different light. Let us try to live in the present. There's this article that I read sometime, and the summary is, when you're constantly worrying about what tomorrow is, you might actually lose all the flavor in the present. And that is how most of us live. We are worried about where we're going to get married, when we're going to have our first jobs, when we're going to have our first cars, when we're going to travel, when we're going to do this, all that. And we are not focusing on the fact that we're going through this process is this is what I'm doing, this is how I'm doing it, right? So even if you become successful, how do you replicate success if you've not been taking note of the process? So the process is very important. I do not believe that the superficial reward is more important. I used to believe that, and as a result, I made money. I was a millionaire at 23 and I lost that at 24 because I felt like that was it. That was all I needed, money. But I had no idea the value of money. I had no idea how to use it. I had no idea how to invest. I had no idea how to save it. I had no idea how to put up an emergency funds account. I had no idea how to do all these things because to me, I was more focused on the result, which was making money. And I wasn't taking note of the lessons. I wasn't getting refined. I was just chasing aimlessly and blindly, guys, for the results. So, and that is how most of us approach our goals. That is how we live. That is how we do things every single day, every other day. We are trying so hard to make this, to have this, to go there, to receive this, and things like that. And we are not focusing on the process. We're not learning the value. We're not learning the actual value of our struggles. So the actual value of our struggle is in our experiences. So it doesn't matter if you fail or if you succeed in your definition. What matters is that you went through that experience and you know and understand what had gone wrong or what had gone well. So it is very important to keep track of the fact that losing or winning is not about the superficial rewards. It's actually about the change that has happened to you as a result of it. Because definitely someone who became a millionaire and understood whatever thing it took him or her to become that. Same thing as someone who buys his or her first car. He or she knows what it took him or her to have that car. So, but the problem is that as humans, we are focused on the results. And this is actually the reason why most of us are walking depressed. Most of us are struggling with anxiety because we feel like we can only be happy when we've achieved that big break, when we've, boom, gotten all the things that we want. But it is way more than that, right? It is way more than that. Enjoy the process, guys. Enjoy the experience. It might not be pleasant, but make sure that you're taking note of the lessons. Make sure that you're not just focused on the end result and getting depressed because it's taking time. And then there was this thing I shared in the Telegram community, and I said that success is like, or reaching for your goals is like climbing a steep hill, right? You cannot just stop because you feel like, you plan 2 hours and then it's taking 4 hours, so it's taking 5 hours, and then you tell yourself, oh, I'm done, I can't keep going, and then you turn back and start sliding all the way down. That's not the way climbing steep hills work. You need to actually reach the peak. So the fact that something is taking slower doesn't mean that the result will not come. But you need to keep focusing on the process. You need to keep focusing on the lessons that you're getting from all the struggles that you're going through. So I understand that we are struggling. Most people are struggling. And I'm not talking about struggling in a bad light. I'm talking about when you're pushing, persevering to have something. We're all going through that phase, right? But what I want you to understand is do not get distracted by the results, that when the result doesn't come, you run into your shell, close the door at every other person, and then become depressed. Of course not. Look at everything that you're going through as an avenue to learn, to take your lessons properly, to take the experiences at heart. That is what is the most valuable thing in every single struggle that we go through. I hope today's episode made a lot of sense to you guys. I really felt like I should share this because I know that all the times that I was in a dark place, it was because that I did not have the results and not because I did not take the lessons. So thank you guys for listening. I really appreciate the support, and please do not forget to leave me feedback in the email in the description of this episode. Thank you so much for listening, guys. My name is Mimi, and as always, see you next time.